y'all, it's Mirror and I'm back with another review. I got my notes and we got our show, and today I will be reviewing the second episode of the second season of Put a Ring on It.
We've been so in love for a minute now. Let's make it official, let's get down, say some vows. I do you?
So we pick up right where we left off, honey. Darian. And I told y'all last week he was gonna be the one that I was gonna be keeping my eyes on, because I told y'all.
Niggas, y'all thought I was playing, but I
told y'all that he was a problem. And sure enough, he's the only man that decided to go on a second date.
I want to see Kai again. Leave Kai where she at.
And I'm like, of course. But part of me feels like, honestly, he likes to see Alexia sweat a little bit. So even if he wasn't like feeling sis, I still think he would have said he wanted to go on a second date, because just him leaving the house all giddy and enjoying seeing her jealous just tells me something about him. So this week is the ladies' chance to go on their dates, honey. And Alexia expresses the fact that her and Darian are both alphas, and it's part of the reason why they work, but it's also part of the reason why they butt heads. And I could see that, because Alexia don't seem like the type that's just sitting back taking just anything. I don't see that. Yes, she may be in love, and yes, her love for him may keep her in even if she should leave, but she's just not sitting in and laying back. You know, she's still gonna stand up for herself, and she still ain't just gonna go for just anything. So I could definitely see them butting heads. So we see her date come, and he's cool. He's an attractive man or whatever. And you can tell Alexia thinks he's attractive as well. And we can tell that Darian is very much jealous, as they all are though. But and it's very obvious very quickly on this date that Alexia just simply does not feel heard in her relationship, because honestly on this date she was just happy to have somebody genuinely just listening to what she had to say and hearing her out, and not having to overexert herself because someone just won't even listen to what she's trying to say. So that is just so sad to me. Like, when you look in Alexia's eyes, like, yeah, they might have their happy moments, but there genuinely seems to be some sadness there that I just haven't all the way put my finger on with this couple. But I'm interested to see how the rest of the season is going to play out, because the simplest things on this date have really just made her happy, and that's a red flag for me. So next couple, we have LaRonda and Sean. And LaRonda and Sean, I feel like we really got into the depth of some of their issues this episode, because last week I was like, I really don't get it. Like, they really genuinely just seem like a good couple. They actually seem matched very well. There doesn't seem to be any issues of infidelity there, or really lack of trust. So I really wasn't understanding fully where their problems were suited from, because they just seem to be so well suited for each other. But as we go into Sean's issues this episode, we see that he just has some deep rooted issues from a traumatic childhood. So as a result, certain things that are transpiring in their relationship are just stemming from his past, and not even them. It's not even them, it's more so him and his issues that he's dealing with separately. So they meet with the doctor, and the topic of finances come up again, because again, that is one of their biggest issues. But again, we learn that this is actually a very emotional topic for Sean, because he grew up with the notion that if you don't work, you're worthless. And as we know, he doesn't have a conventional job. He's more of an entertainer. And as we know, that can be hit or miss. That can be up or down. That's where the term starving artist comes from. So he probably is already dealing with some insecurities of just that, just because he doesn't work a traditional 9 to 5. And as we know, LaRonda is very straight-laced. So We also learned that his father was only present financially and mainly absent otherwise. And I think that that is one of the biggest things in the Black community. Like, we see that a lot of people either have parents that aren't there at all, or they tend to work to overcompensate for some of the issues that they might have dealt with in the past of not having things, and they forget that sometimes really just being there for a child can be more to gain than anything you could provide monetarily. Like, so this episode, we definitely dived into his past, but we also see that Sean really has some like jealousy / insecurities about himself. Like, he was definitely not okay. Like, and like LaRonda last week, we saw a little bit, it got to her, but no, honey, it got to him. Like, and if he would have seen old dude singing to his girl, ooh.
Okay. So baby, when I find you, I'ma put a ring on it. I'ma put a ring on it.
It would have tore his little heart apart because he was already going through it. I mean, we saw him doing push-ups and pull-ups. Dang her until the girl got back home. Like, he had to phone a friend.
EJ,
what's good?
this thing is not easy, brother.
That jealousy, I can tell. I told you it's gonna be a problem, man.
Honey, he was stressed and needed to be talked off a ledge, like to the point where we learn later when they're talking to the doctor in the group setting that he actually got physically sick, like he was really throwing up type stuff. So that further lets me know that not only is he a little insecure, but I think that he genuinely is scared of losing LaRonda. Like, I think he realizes he does have a very good woman, like, and he sees how some of his issues could be their downfall, and I think losing her is definitely scary for him at this point. We also see him get very emotional again, and this time it's just the fear of not ending up like his father that brings him to tears. And that broke my heart because I think we, to a certain degree, if we have parents that have caused us trauma in our childhood, we have a tendency to go overboard, to just try our hardest not to be like them. And sometimes that works against us because we end up having some of those same qualities or falling into that same trap by just trying so hard not to. So then we learned that LaRonda does not want to go on a second date, but we also see the problem in her answer because it's not for herself. It's not because she genuinely just doesn't want that or there genuinely was nothing there. It's because she is worried about how Sean will react. And the doctor warns her against making decisions based on your partners because, as we know, this is not what the point of this program is. It's not to base your feelings off of your partners. It's to learn stuff about yourself and do what's best for you, even while doing so right next to your partner. And I forgot to mention earlier, Alessia also did not choose to go on a second date, which I was glad for because, you know, sometimes it can be like a tit for tat type of thing. Like, oh, he wants to go on a second date, so I'm going to go on a second date and show him. But I'm glad that she just, even while being hurt, that he chose to go on a second date, still stay true to herself. Like, no, I'm not going on a second date. So our last couple, we have Jessica and Eric, and Randon said he's looking for someone sexy and fun like himself, honey.
I'm Randon, I'm single, and I'm definitely looking more specifically for a woman kind of like myself, you know, sexy and fun.
And apparently he is one of them old Mr. Steal Your Girl type of dudes. Like, honey, Trey Songz got so many sons. Like, he said that and these men ran with it, but okay. Eric's not feeling any of it. He's talking about third wheeling. He's closing the door in Randon's face.
Who is it?
It's Randy.
Who is it?
It's Randy.
Who?
It's Randy, man. What's up, bro?
What's your name?
Randy.
Who you looking for?
Here to meet Jessica.
For what?
Oh my God.
Going on a little date, if you don't mind, brother.
You at the wrong house.
Like, he's doing a lot. But he was eager beef for last week, honey. It ain't so fun when the rabbit got the gun, is it? So, Jessica goes on her date, and honey, she's looking good. She got on her little dress. She's dressed to impress. And she's ready to go have fun. So, the thing that I noted that I did not like is when she left, he's in his confessional talking about cheating is a deal breaker for him.
My absolute deal breaker in a relationship is cheating. And seeing Jessica going out on this date, that just doesn't sit right with me.
Interesting, sir. Interesting. The man who cheated has cheating as a deal breaker. Like, that's one of those instances where they say men dish a lot of stuff that they couldn't take if they got it back in return. That's one of those things. Because how you gonna cheat and say cheating is a deal breaker? Cheating was probably a deal breaker for her too, I'm sure. But for some reason, she loves you despite all this balling you got going on up here. And she's still riding with you even though you cheated on her. So, interesting, sir. Eric is full of it. He's really... Next to Darian and him might be tied for just full of shit. So the day was cool, but all in all, Jessica just, wasn't feeling it, and she decides she doesn't want to go on a second date, and honey, Eric is just...
Eric, how do you feel about her decision? Those are your words to teeth.
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm good.
Yeah, like... We talked about last week, the doctor talking about her reaction when she gets her way. Honey, because I'm sure he would have been fuming at the hairline. Fuming at the hairline, honey, if she would have said yes, she wanted to go on a second date. But anyway, that was the second episode. It was good to see the women get to go out and enjoy themselves, being that the men got to go first and decided to show their asses. So, for the most part, with the exception of Shine. But I'm excited to see what the rest of the season will bring. And next week, we know that the couples are going to be going on dates at the same time.
All 6 of you will be going on dates at the same time.
Wait, what?
And at the same location as your partner.
Oh, Lord, no. Oh, no, ma'am.
How that work?
Hope y'all got security.
I'm all locked in already, so make sure y'all are too. Make sure y'all are liking the video, commenting down below, and of course, subscribe to your girl, and I will see y'all next week.